we can still talk about home
Right.
improvement.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But you much rather talk to Kirsty, of course.
Yeah. Well, not really.
Show's doing real well.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, she
yes,
must
it
be very
is.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah, she's having a great year
Yes.
with all the film work
Although I
and
told her
the hit series.
that we beat her this week in the Nielsen's. She
The-
was,
the
Home
what?
Improvement beat her show this
Oh,
week. It was that episode that Pat looked like she was going to have an affair.
Oh,
So we got big rating.
okay. Well, Tim, I'm happy to be in your barn or corral or whatever we're in here.
It's my barn, yeah. Big John, hold on.
I got such a kick out of you and Big John the plow horse.
I do
how,
too.
How did you all get along anyway?
It was a struggle at first because it's a little intimidating, and they push you into motion pictures really quickly, and they'd ask questions: Is Tim worried about horses? Does he like horses? And I like horses, and then I get next to this Goliath, and I'm supposed to ride him and carry him around, and he chased me around. They had him chasing me, so you have to get the horse angry first. I went, this is a good idea, right? When he chased me out of the barn. And once I got used to him, he was quite a gentle giant, actually.
Was he controllable?
As long as there were several men near him, what he didn't like was being spooked, and sometimes the camera stuff and the lights spooked him. And he pulled this 500-pound plow behind him, and one time he got away, and I jumped off, and he just took off. And they said had he not been able to stop with two other horses, he would have run right through the camera truck. He would not stop. It's a big horse.
He's not a movie horse then, usually.
Well, he was difficult, as horses will be. It's just one of the things. The horse union was there, but they're very strict.
Are you pretty familiar with farm life, though?
Yeah, I was a farmer all my life. I've been
Yeah, sure.
flax and sows and cows. I mean, how I did cows, mostly mammals.
You never were on a farm before.
No, I've never been on a farm before. I grew up in the Midwest, so there are farms, and I went to school around farms, and we used to go out late at night and tip cows, but that's about the extent of it. I've never got too close to cows. There's a lot of cows in this, and the cows are interesting. I really like being on the farm. The farm we used, the Yoder Farm, which was a beautiful place outside of Baltimore. It was absolutely a gorgeous farm, and it was wonderful to be around animals enough that you got to know cows.
Their names and all.
Well, their names. I mean, they don't care. They just want to get to the barn and want to find a bull. But don't we all?
Speak for yourself. Let's talk a little bit about home improvement because you're in your 7th season, right? Going for 8.
If we work things out, it isn't still in stone, as they say. There's been no contract. Contrary to what the press would say, Disney and I and ABC, we're all still trying to place where Home Improvement's going to be. I'm trying to protect my family, my TV family, and the integrity of the show. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
But if things work out, you'll be happy to be there.
I'd be happy to be there. I don't think we're done yet. We have still some issues to cover, family issues. I mean, it could go on for quite a while. I just want to make sure it's the right time to leave. And you always get towards the end of it and you never know.
Is there anything about this movie, For Richer or Poorer, that translates to Home Improvement?
I think working with Kirstie Alley is much like working with Pat. They're great women. They have great senses of humor and great sense of humanity, and they're almost like evil twins in a way. Pat, if they were both next to a mud puddle and they couldn't resist making some sort of, Kirstie's more likely to jump in the puddle and splash you. Pat's more likely to push me into the puddle. But they're both brunettes, and it's a real body and a really good sense of humor and very good actors.
Well, that's why the chemistry is so great.
It wasn't difficult. I mean, Kirstie and I, we met at a craft service table auditioning, and I had already got the part actually, and she showed up to read, and it was like 2 seconds. It was like we knew each other, and we both felt like we'd met before, and we'd only met briefly presented at the Emmys one year.
Well, it just plays beautifully. It's great fun, Tim. It's really a fun movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, good romance. It was the first time it was a nice step for me because I like love stories, and I like cars and all that stuff too. But I genuinely like date movies like this. It's a pleasure to be in one. It's a pleasure to watch them, where it isn't too mushy, but it is a sweet little story in there.
Indeed, indeed. So happy holidays to you, and
Thank you.
I will look forward to seeing you next time, whenever, wherever.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Good.